Hey, what's up everybody? David the Pro Soul Flipper here. Today I'm going to put together this video that's going to talk about something that we are going to try, my wife and I. If you've been following my videos, you know that my wife was home for a couple months while we were quarantining. Since she has some health issues, we weren't comfortable with her being at work and worried about what might happen or how bad it could be if she was to catch the coronavirus. But she has returned to work a couple weeks ago and taking some precautions, wearing a mask and doing what you can to stay safe. And we're hoping that we don't have an outbreak here in East Idaho. But anyway, this video is going to be about kind of a little bit about her doing reselling and what we're going to try going forward. If you caught the title of the video, then you know we're talking about Poshmark. Um, so like I said, my wife has been back to work for 2 weeks now. My listings are dropping pretty fast on eBay because she's not here to help me maintain those listings by helping me with drafts and stuff like that. And things are still selling really fast on eBay. So I sold 23 things on eBay yesterday. I've sold 5 so far this morning. I sold 21 or 20 or 21 the day before that. Things are still hopping on eBay pretty good. And I would say that since she's left, my listings have dropped by like 80 in the past 2 weeks. Um, and that being said, I could be listing a little bit faster and working a little bit harder and being more focused. I have a little more focused. I've been sourcing a lot the last month and a half, and I'm going to slow down on that. Um, with my wife here, I kind of getting the feeling that she didn't really care much for reselling. Um, but to be fair, she didn't really get a normal shot at it where she was uh, doing homeschooling during most of that time, which was pretty stressful. So it turns out she did kind of like it after returning to work. Anyway, she says she wants to still help with reselling, when she has time. She's not quite back to her full hours at work. And even when she does work, she tends to work maybe 30, 35 hours a week. She doesn't quite work 40 hours. So we talked about different ways she could continue to help. She could continue to just do things the way we've been doing them, which has been pretty successful just on eBay. Um, she had been looking into Macari a little bit just because she saw some ads on Macari. I guess they've been advertising somewhat, so we've been seeing their ads, and she kind of looked into it a little bit, and we kind of talked about that. And I don't know a ton about Macari, but from what I get out of it, it's kind of similar to eBay, and I don't really see a huge advantage to be on Macari um, over eBay, I guess. Maybe in addition, I guess if you had time. But so I mentioned Poshmark and we kind of talked about that. I've heard a lot of people having success with Poshmark. I personally have never really wanted to do it because I didn't want to deal with sharing and following and all that kind of stuff. To me, I just want to spend my time putting up more listings, and I'm successful on eBay, so it just to me it just made more sense if I had extra time that I would just put up more listings on eBay rather than take the time to learn Poshmark and then take the time to do all the sharing and the liking and the following and all that kind of stuff. So, um, however, I know Poshmark has the to me what was compelling about Poshmark is their shipping discounts. So, um, and I'm no way in no way expert on Poshmark. My wife and I are both just kind of learning about Poshmark now as we go. But for the reason I wanted to do Poshmark was for their shipping discounts. So as far as I know, you can ship items up to 5 pounds for like $7.20. So for me, I can see that there could be an advantage to selling certain items that are maybe won't go first class on Poshmark. So the idea is we're going to give Poshmark a shot. Um, it's pretty much going to be her thing, although I'm going to help her in some ways. And in the beginning, I'm just going to help her, with general advice or with maybe figuring out how to price stuff a little bit. I really don't know how to price stuff on Poshmark, so we're kind of looking at Poshmark and we're kind of looking at eBay to see what stuff sells for, and we're just kind of winging it. And so um, the idea that we're going for is that we're going to sell heavier clothing items and shoes mostly on Poshmark and just see what happens so that we can take advantage of that discounted shipping. Because if you ship on eBay, you know that some items can be fairly expensive depending on where they're going and how much they weigh to ship. I'm spending as much as maybe $15, $17 sometimes on heavy boots or heavy jackets, something like that. So if I could ship that stuff for $8 or $10 cheaper on Poshmark and hopefully sell it for a similar price, then maybe we can make a little bit more profit on that. But that being said, I don't know Poshmark yet. I don't know if generally's items sell for the same price on Poshmark or if they sell for generally less. I know there's a lot of offers and counter offers and that kind of stuff, which I'm not a huge fan of either. Um, but this is basically going to be an experiment for us. I'm hoping I can be patient with it enough to really give it a good trial. I don't think that a month is a good trial. I don't think listing 20 things is a good trial. I really feel like you probably need to get up to a couple hundred listings and take this thing through fourth quarter at least. So that would be like maybe a 6 month trial and get up to at least a couple hundred listings and really see what it's capable of. Um, so anyway, that's the plan. I'm just kind of, this is kind of a before video, just to kind of talk about what we're doing and why. And then I'll update with progress about how it's going when I do my normal monthly numbers, sales numbers, I guess. If you guys have any questions, you can hit me up, or if you have any suggestions or tips for Poshmark, leave them in the comments. Um, we'll see what this experiment does. So we decided to do it this way also because we wanted this to be kind of her thing. So separate from my my eBay store, she's going to kind of do her own thing. She doesn't want to source, which for most people who are reselling are probably going to find that pretty odd. She doesn't really like to shop, so that's fine with me. I can spend more time shopping. That's not a problem for me at all. I already find too much stuff for myself to list anyway, so I'm just going to keep sourcing the way I normally do, and then those shoes or boots or jackets, sweatshirts, whatever that will qualify on Poshmark that we think we could do better on Poshmark because of the shipping savings, I will give to her to list. So she'll do the complete listing herself, all the communication with the buyers, offers, likes, shares, follows, all that stuff's going to be her. And then once stuff starts selling, I will probably help with the shipping. Um, since I'm already doing shipping anyway, and it's no big deal for me. So I will be doing the sourcing and maybe most of the shipping, and she's going to do everything else. Um, and we'll see how it goes. So far she's got. She put up one listing the other day. She's had a few kind of low offers on it from one person, and then she's put up about 6 more listings since then. She hasn't sold anything yet. Um, I don't know. I don't know what it's going to take to make sales on there. So, if it was a new eBay seller and they told me they had 7 listings and they hadn't sold anything yet, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, that's just not very many listings. So I figured if she needs to get up to about 100 listings or so before she's going to start seeing any kind of regular sales. I have no idea if Poshmark is going to have the same kind of sell-through rate as eBay does. Um, with eBay, if I had 100 listings, I would expect to see on average 1 sale a day. So it'll be interesting to see and compare the numbers for Poshmark. Um, for me, for this to be a success, I want to see a very similar sell-through rate, very similar or higher prices on Poshmark. I mean, if they're the same, if I can sell it for the same on Poshmark and get cheaper shipping, that's a success to me. Um, but if the sell-through rate is significantly lower than eBay, and if I can't quite sell stuff for the same amount as eBay, we'll probably end up bagging Poshmark altogether because um, the model I use for eBay is working well. 25 to 30% of my items, my total listings are selling each month, and if all I need to do is increase my listings to increase my sales and increase my income, then I know that'll work on eBay. So this Poshmark experiment will be just that, an experiment. I hope it is successful. I've heard of other people having success on Poshmark. I just wonder if we'll be able to have as much success on Poshmark as we could on eBay, or more success. And if not, I think we'll just stick with eBay for now, and maybe just list a few things on Poshmark that really make sense, like a pair of 4-pound boots that would cost me maybe as much as $21 or something to ship on eBay. Then I could ship on Poshmark for $7, and we could afford to list those for $10 cheaper on Poshmark. So maybe some items like that will end up selling. But anyway, this is going to be an experiment. If you guys have any questions or tips about Poshmark, let me know. I definitely feel like totally new to Poshmark. I really only have known what I've heard of other people mention on social media. So we're just kind of learning as we're going, but we'll see how it goes. That being said, eBay sales are still going great. I think that I'm going to see a little bit of slowdown this month, I think, because my listings are dropping. My wife isn't here to help me list. So, I sold 17,000 in April and 19,000 in May. I'm on track to have another really good month, but it's not as high as those months so far. If I can manage to buckle down and get my listings back up, then maybe it will be. Don't know. I did lower my price on my selling guide, so if you want some help in starting eBay, this is an eBay guide, not a Poshmark. I have no business making a Poshmark guide, but feel like I've been really successful on eBay. So if you guys need help getting started, or if you've started and you're not feel like you're doing as good as you could be, maybe check out that guide. It's $9. I did put quite a bit of time in it. There's 20 pages. Just talks about everything from getting an account started to getting listings to what you need to do to have consistent sales and stuff like that. So $9. The link will be in my description. Also in the description, as always, is my link to my spreadsheet for $9. I have a video on that if you want to check that out. And then I'm also going to add a link that I haven't done before to my store, in case you want to check out my store and see how I do my listings, or see what I'm listing, or see what I'm selling, or if you want to buy something, feel free to. I'm also going to link our Poshmark store, which is also, I'll just go ahead and tell you also, my store name for eBay is Idaho Great Goods, one word. It'll be the same for Poshmark. So I will link all 4 of those things: the selling guide, the spreadsheet, and my eBay store, and the Poshmark closet. And so you can follow along with that if you want. But anyway, that's all I wanted to say. Just going to let you guys know that a long-time eBay seller are going to be trying Poshmark, and I'm going to give it a good go to see if it makes sense for us to add that to our selling platforms. See if it can save us some money shipping over eBay, and maybe have higher profits on a lot of those items. That's what we're hoping. But anyway, that's it. So like, subscribe, share if you want. Appreciate your time, guys. Thanks.